I fucking hate America. And so I don't judge anybody who feels like they want to get the fuck out of here, because honestly, I do too. And I feel like, you know, anywhere I go, I know I'm going to experience racism and there's going to be hardships, but like at least it won't be like this. I mean, I feel like I value safety and security more than anything. And to know that, like, if I ever have kids, God forbid, because I don't want them, but like, let's say that I, go through a horrible accident when I get older and it alters my memories and thought process. And then all of a sudden I want a kid. Um, I'm thinking about the fact that, like, of course I'm going to want to live in a nice neighborhood. Of course I'm going to want to take my kid to like a good school. And really, to be honest, like a nice school, a nice well-rounded school. And by well-rounded, I mean like diversity with the teachers. Um, Even if I do all of that, there's a chance that the day I take my child to school, they won't come back. There's a chance that when I go into the grocery store, or my significant other goes into the grocery store, or my loved ones, family members go into the grocery store, they may not come back. There can be any place that I go to where all of a sudden I'm getting a call, or my loved one is getting a call about the fact that I'm or they are fucking dead. And that's why it's insane to me when I see people on TikTok specifically, and they talk about the fact that, like, oh yeah, I really want to move away from here. I really want to go live in Japan. Oh, I really want to go live in like Spain. Oh, I think I'm gonna go live here, here, here. It's crazy when they put that out there. And people will get in the comments being like, stop thinking it's la la land, and don't think that it's like this, and don't think that it's like that. And it's like, I'm pretty sure the younger people who can't afford to move anywhere think like that. But the older people, trust and believe, they've done their research and they've weighed out the pros and cons. And literally the only con is the fact that, like, sometimes the foreigners, they'll treat you a little differently. And then the fact that, like, there will be a language barrier. But at least when you step up out the house, you're not at risk when you're running to the store that it's going to be fucking shot up, or that your child is going to get killed. Like, and the craziest part is that in America, black people are expected to look to really see and hear the most horrific things. And then it's like, okay, wake up at 7:30 in the morning and go to work for 8 hours and interact, and don't show it on your face. Don't show that you're sad. Don't show that you're mad. Don't show that you're, depressed in any way. Like, go to work and be fine. And then there's no such thing as mental health days. So it's not like you can just take off of work and go home and collect yourself and then come back, because they would end up telling you have to use a sick day, which, in the year you only get like 4. And then if you're really sick after that, anytime in the year, you can't just go. So it's like, how do you expect me? And I remember this happened to me at my old job that I quit. I remember that morning I was downstairs, and my parents always have CNN on in the morning. Like, ever since I was a kid, it's been like that. Because I guess they want to get updated before the day starts or something. And um, a black man that was my age got killed by a police officer for absolutely no reason. And I remember for some reason that day, I think I was like at my mental limit of, like, just my whole sense of safety in America getting shattered, because I always knew that I wasn't safe like white people safe, but I didn't feel like I was like, get shot for no, you could get shot if you get pulled over unsafe. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, like, everything hit me in that moment, and I just had to go to work. And I remember on the drive over, I was just crying so hard, because I just was thinking about, like, what if my dad got pulled over? Because my dad is in a really nice truck, and he says all the time that like white people walk up to him and be like, no, that's not your truck. And so I think, like, what if a police officer thinks like that? And I was just crying, think about, like, what the fuck I'm gonna do if like I get that call, and my mother gets that call about, like, my dad. And I remember when I got to work, I was still very sad, and I wasn't as talkative. I was still doing my work, but I wasn't as talkative. And my manager brought me in, and she like tore into me for like not acting like a team player today, and not acting really nice to people. And that, like, they'll, like, if I act this way again, they'll send a formal warning to like my HR person. And I was just kind of like, damn, I am not allowed to feel anything. So that quickly made me realize that, like, in America, even if we see the most horrific things, we just have to, like, go to work, and we got to act like a team player, and we got to have a smile on our face and be fucking fine. And so I applaud anybody who gets the hell out of here and stay out, because they knew that for the sake of their mental health and in the sake of, like, living the rest of their life not feeling like they may die tomorrow, they just had to go. And I feel like I'm getting at that point where, like, I kind of want to travel because I kind of want to find a place that I want to live. And I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, America is not for me. And a lot of people say they feel out of place, and, like, I kind of feel that way too. Now I do. You know, I feel like the only sense of belonging that I had here was the fact that, like, everybody speaks English and the fact that my parents are here, but they love to fucking travel. So I don't feel like they would never come see me. But, like, I think that I want to go, because it's not getting any better here. You look back on how it was in the past for black people. Like, has it ever been good? Was there ever a moment of peace? Like, the only thing they broke about the black community is the fact that, like, we're not as violent as we were back then. And the only reason we were violent is because we realized it's the only way they'll pay fucking attention to us. But, like, I feel like they killed so many of us and put so many restrictions on us that, like, nobody is going to be violent anymore. And that's why I hated how, like, white people reacted to the protests, because I'm like, this is not as bad as we could get. This is not as bad as, like, they've been before. And I wish they could be like that, but, you know, I don't want black people to get killed or arrested. But, like, you know, when the BLM protest started, you know, that's what made me awake to how bad it was. And now that I'm awake, it's like I see that it's not getting any better. And somebody said on TikTok once that, like, you should live in La La Land, or you should, like, live a life oblivious to everything, and that's the only way you can live. And for black people, I genuinely feel like that's the only way you can function in America, because I look at my mother, and she's one of those people that live, like, obliviously. Like, she's aware of things that go on, but I feel like her brain, like, tries to push it out or tries to put, like, a block on it, because that's the only way that she can go to work, and that's the only way that she can function and actually have fun and feel comfortable going to places, if, like, she just, like, blocks it out. But in my mind, I keep thinking to myself, like, okay, well, shootings do happen and killings do happen, and the only reason why I can still go out is because I keep feeling, because when you watch the news and you see that stuff, there's still this, like, barrier. There's still this, like, sense of, well, that happens states away from me. That happens cities away from me. That has never happened in my neighborhood or around me, so it would never happen to me or my loved ones. You know, nobody that I know and me personally has gotten close to experiencing anything like that. But, like, how many times are you going to tell yourself that until it actually fucking happens? Like, I'm only 22 now. I got quite a while till I die. So that's a long enough time to, like, be put in that situation. And I don't want to wait for that moment. I don't want to wait for the moment when I walk in a grocery store and I get shot up, or, like, my loved ones do. I don't want to do that. I can't. And I don't know, like, I fucking hate America. And it's not getting any better. And it's crazy to see these white women be like, I'm moving away because of abortion laws. And it's like, I understand that, and I'm not trying to discount why white women want to leave. But, like, I think about black women and how we've had to stick it out through the fact that, like, a lot of times we were denied abortions. A lot of times we died during childbirth because people wouldn't believe us, or they felt like we could believe us when we said something was wrong, or they felt like we could put up with pain. You know what I mean? And so, like, we've stuck it out in America through the worst. And you guys are just now seeing that, like, you know, I think the last time white women actually felt suppressed in America was, like, when it came to voting. But, like, I think that the abortion restrictions are, like, the next time where they feel like, oh my God, I gotta get out of America because look at what they're trying to do to our bodies. But, like, black women have gone through the absolute worst when it comes to America and our bodies. Like, you guys are only now, like, being like, you know, black women, it'll affect you too. It already has. We've already had these restrictions, these unwritten restrictions. You know what I mean? So thinking about how black women have had to put up with the absolute worst in America, it's like, how have we been able to function? Like, how has our mental health been able to be okay? And that's why, like, I think about the angry black woman thing when people are like, you know, you guys, like, act like this and act like that. And it's like, do you not know what the fuck we have to go through? Do you not know what the fuck we have to go through our entire lives? I don't know. So yeah, I think it's crazy when white women are like, "I'm gonna move away from here," and it's like I'm surprised that more black women haven't moved away from here, because how the fuck have we been able to function? How the fuck have we been able to go through life? You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I look at my mother and I look at my grandparents and I look at like the way they think and the way they act, and it's like you had to operate in a space of being oblivious to be able to function in this country. And so I forgive you for saying very ignorant things. I forgive you for not being well informed, because because if you were back then, how were you not going to go insane? So if you're a non-white person watching this and you have black friends, check up on them. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't check up on us. I mean, I don't know if y'all think we're okay, but y'all don't. But like when I used to have white friends, because I don't have them anymore, um, none of them ever fucking checked up on me or asked me if I was okay or asked me if this affected me. So like, check up on your black friends. And any black people watching this, I hope you're okay. And if you ever want to get the fuck out of America, do it, or anything you need to do to make sure your mental health is okay. I strongly encourage you to do that, because what the fuck?